Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Get ready for Gnosis. Well, let's talk about the disc rate system that I've developed over the years. I always like to combine every proven technique, and then since it basically works the way it is, if you improve it and add in other proven technologies, you tend to get amazing results. And that's what I like to do you could call these things templates, and there have been many people making templates. There are ancient templates. Let me see here. I'll just pull these out. There are modern ones done by people like Malcolm Ray, and I think I have some of those as well. Here's ancient templates, which are quite fascinating, that have been used from the old alchemicalists, etc. Now here we go. Here's a template for the Pentacle of Jupiter, a talisman for acquiring treasure for gaining in business. And there's a whole bunch of these that I made up here, and these come with our little magical evocation machine, which we will be coming out with again. So, magical seal for acquiring glory. I don't know. I always tend not to look in the camera. For acquiring glory, riches, tranquility of the mind. And of course, there's a whole bunch of these, and we'll be offering some of these in the future. But you can find old magical books you can get online for free, make a photocopy of them, and cut them out, and then put them in your boxes or even on top of discs and so forth. But there are many. This could be called an ancient magical template. And of course, there are other templates that have been around, particularly the Malcolm Ray templates. Let me see if I can find one. So I don't have one right in front of me here, but here's a metal template. We sell these as well. These are really kind of nice. This is for protection, firewall protection. It's got your code in it, a single nine. There are 9 numbers on here that represent very strong protection. And of course, this picture, which looks attractive, but underneath this eye is all sorts of other energizing patterns. And it's the same thing on both. These are nice, strong aluminum. These are really beautiful. And we make several of these in different types. Here's another one for this is for antiviruses and other things to work on your etheric energy bodies. And we've got all these codes in here to take care of certain types of disharmony in certain areas. And we are going to eventually have a whole bunch of these for just about everything. That should be happening by the end of the year. But right now, we have several hundred discs like this. Now, what I've done here is provide these in a particular disc fashion. These are basically CDs, which now is kind of an old technology. But in no way are CDs, these are, the reason we use these is these can be manufactured low cost, and they're beautifully made with, and again, here's a magical symbol for success. This is a crown of success, but this isn't the only symbol underneath here. There's many. We also have a code for success. And what we're doing even now, let's see if I can find that particular one, we're putting in 3 different numbers. This number here, now we're not counting, this number represents an energy figure for success. So this is a number representation for that type of success. And there's different successes and everything else. And here's one that represents, and this is one of the mini machine discs. This is for protection. And again, these are all protective. You can see that this shows a lot here. You've got a protection rune. You've got a force rune. You've got a geopathic energy there. And all the things that go with that. So, let's see if I can find that. But we have many, many different ones of these, and it's listed under there under formulas and everything else. So when you do that, you can go to the website and you can find pretty much anything you need right now to get a disc. So what do you do with these discs in general? Now, these discs work in many ways, but you can use the discs in any kind of a system. Now, this is the advanced Dragon Force system. But you can use these all on their own, which is very nice. So if you have actual discs for success, and let's say you want to need, and this is a general success disc. Could be success in getting a job. It could be success in passing a test. It could be success with anything. And again, you have these codes here. And as I said, this is quite common. These are what you, when you dowse out using a dial radionic unit by a professional, because, you know, a lot of this stuff, I hate to tell the people, you can't do this stuff yourself. It takes people that are highly skilled. You know, people always say that, and then they wonder why they don't get good results. Dialing radionic units and using your traditional old-style radionic unit is very difficult, and they're nothing more than psychic crutches. Everybody has to understand that. Here's another one of those metal ones for money drawing. And again, you see the code at the bottom. There's a whole bunch of energies, and you're supposed to hold these in your hand and look into the eye because all the energy is behind the eye. And of course, it's generating. You can also put this in one of your boxes, you know, the traditional boxes that we use. You can put these in here. You can put them on your photograph. So, I mean, there's many ways of using these types. We're probably going to make more of these. These are nice, but unfortunately, they're fairly expensive, but they're beautiful. The printing is fantastic. They're nice metal. You could carry this in your pocket while carrying a typical CD disc like this is a little awkward, but you can carry these in depending on what you're carrying, if you have a bag or a purse. But these, of course, you can carry much easier. Now, as I said, these are traditional CDs, compact discs. And as I said, we can have these printed up with all the artwork on them at a reasonable prices. And we also not only can put a lot here, but we also can put in particularly, it's pretty scratched up, but that's not the point. The whole idea is you can, we also put in all sorts of codes and particularly musical tones, or not really musical tones, but frequencies. Frequencies that are embedded in here that then produce energy for that particular problem, or, you know, things like clearing energy. Now, you're probably not successful because you got blockages. So it's not just the fact of generating success energy. You've got to generate clearing energy. That's why most of our new discs will now have 3 sets of 9 numbers, because we're including clearing, breakthroughs, empowerments, protection. All of this we start to do with our new discs. And if I can find that particular one, where is it? Yeah, here's a new disc here for our tachyon neutrino graviton disc. And you can see we have a rate for each one of these, or this is an empowerment to draw that in. This represents the energy field of tachyon. This represents the energy field of neutrinos. This is how this technology works. We do have new discs here as well. This is an older one because I spelled energy wrong, but that doesn't hurt anything. This, of course, again, is a sigil that has embedded energy. And the back here, again, has different, particularly frequencies, tones, and all sorts of very interesting. But our new disc will probably all have these 3 numbers on them, and that's the way we use them. Now, you also, I'm trying to keep these in blocks, but you could use these discs for anything. So if you want success, all you've got to do is put your picture on this. This is one way of doing it. And that's all you need to do. And you can leave it actually in the case. I don't think I have that case there. But, you know, the cases, you get typical CD cases. And as I said, this technology, while it is older, you can get CD players if you want to do that. We're going to talk about that. I have a home unit, but there are portable units. You can get these things for low cost. But you can get something like this, and I can't find the case for that. I got so much stuff around. But you get the whole thing like this for Crown of Success. You put your, you get the whole case like this for Crown of Success, and it'll say it on here. This is not the case for this, but just to show you, you put your picture right in the center, and you close it. Now the energy is being sent to the, and you must use, if all possibly can, you've got to use actual Here we go. You have to use actual Polaroid film, the old style. They make many of these. There's a whole rebirth of the Polaroid coming. You can buy new cameras, the film's everywhere. Fuji's been making Polaroid cameras for 20, 30 years. They're inexpensive. I mean, you can get a camera for around $80 and film for another 15 or 20. So for around $100, you can get a system that you can use. And so you put your picture there, you close it up, and now the energy is working. And now the energy is being sent to you. Now, this will empower what you're doing. Now, the best thing to do is daily open it up and look at it too. And you can also write yourself a little note. What are you looking for success in? And you can put in there, job, getting a raise at work, or something such as that. So there's many ways to do it. And all you do is get a piece of paper like this, and you write on there. Depending on what you want. So you could, if you're taking a test, I want to pass my test, or success at anything. Maybe you're looking for a job. So you're going to put that in here in your crown of success. And you're going to put job at ABC company is mine. You always write like it's happened. And you can put that down, and you can put that down first, like this here, and then put your picture on top of it. Now you're getting that success energy sense. So there's a lot of ways, and all of these things do empower your life. Now, if you're not empowering your life, you're just waiting to fail. The people who are successful empower their lives by using technologies like this. These are things you can use for the rest of your life, and there are ways of bringing up the energy there. Another way of bringing up the energy, which I've done for many, many years, and kind of how I started this entire field, was using tried and true candle energy. Basically, you just get candles. Now, I don't use, and something that everyone should understand, is you don't use taper candles or other candles. They tend to put out horrible soot. If you burn a lot of these in the traditional manner, it creates a giant mess, because candles are generally paraffin, and paraffin is really comes from as a byproduct of gasoline manufacturing, and it's really bad. It's a type of oil junk. You want to stay away from paraffin if you. And the other thing is, why spend a lot of money buying a fancy, expensive tapered candle? Candles can be very expensive, and they're all the same to a degree. There are candles you can buy that are expensive, again, made out of soy oils and other things that are not toxic. But I find these little tea lights, and these are tea lights you can get most places. They still tend to be paraffin, but they don't put out a lot of soot. And this will give you a bonus. And you should do this. I mean, you can do this daily if you want, or once a week. And you can write on the right side. I just use a Sharpie, and then I write on the side of it, A, B, C, job is mine. And you don't have to put your name or anything else under that. You already have everything right here. Then you light it, and you put it here. And you just leave it. Now, always use this, because these candles can be, it gives you a little extra safety, and also sometimes you can make a big mess. And this is just a cheap, now these candles usually are anywhere from about 5 to 15 cents. This burns for approximately 6 hours. You write right on the side of it, just like I did. You don't need fancy candles. You want to do things cheap. And of course, this is just a very cheap glass that you can get. These tea light candles you can get almost any place, any big store, Target, Walmart, etc. They all carry this stuff, and you generally want to get the cheapest ones. But remember, they are based in hours. The longer you burn, the better. If you get long burning candles, they tend to be expensive, but you can get the 4 or 6 hour ones inexpensively. You burn one of those each day like that, and that's the way, especially if you're trying to manifest something of great importance that will give you a boost. And you can use these in many different areas depending on how you do it. So that's one way, but these can be used in many ways. They're the basic disc system. And we're showing you how you can use these on your own right now. We're going to show you how they're used with our machine systems, our Elite system and our Dragon Force unit. Another thing you do with discs, I mean, you can place this anywhere. You could place water on top of this, and it will charge the water with money energy, and then you drink it. These things tend to help to, again, bring the energy up within your body to that. And that's how you kind of use them individually. The other thing you can do is, and people have gotten great results with spinning them. Now, usually there's nothing on the other side here to listen to. Some of our book companions have additional teaching, but generally what you're going to get in here are tones or other things. As I said, you're getting a special type of frequency that we put into these things. So you have to understand that. But these energies and everything else that are on these discs, you can get, it's an interesting way of using them is getting spinning them, meaning you put them in a CD player. And now, CD players are readily available. You can also play these in DVD players. You probably have a DVD player. You don't have to buy a special CD player. DVDs players will play CDs. If you want to take this with you, there are people that listen to things in cars and other things. For those people that are having training tapes that have actual instructions on them, they do have portable CD players. These cost about $25. They run on batteries and they last for many hours. And if you want to save money on batteries, I use rechargeable batteries, and I have many spares that way, and I never really buy batteries. You just have to use the rechargeable ones. But you can lay this next to you in a seat. You can put it somewhere in your car where these things fit, and they're very small, they're very light, and you can listen to what's on them if you want to get some portable. We are working on getting everything on MP3 so you can then download them into whatever device you have. But there is a benefit from using the old CD players. Now, I have a home unit, a regular unit that plugs in that you use in your house that I run these discs all day sometimes. And you're going to shoot the energy out from these discs into your entire environment. So if you run something like this, maybe for harmony of well-being, or maybe, again, you need money or whatever it is, maybe and a lot of problems people have is protection. So if you're under attack or you're feeling bad or whatever it may be, and you think these are outside forces, well, you get a player, and you want to get a plug-in player. And again, these are all pretty cheap, and you can place this in your bedroom and run the actual protection disc. I think we have one in here, don't we? Yeah, here's a protection disc, one of the master discs. You'd run this all night. You just let it go. You don't have to turn up the volume. You're not really listening to the tones or anything else there. So you leave the volume just about off, maybe a teeny bit up, but you don't want to hear it where it disturbs you. But this is spinning. And while this spins, it is shooting those energies and the tones in it through your entire environment. This can be very, very powerful, especially when you get into situations where you are you have disharmony in your bioenergy fields, or you're things like being under attack, or maybe you need to bring in large amounts of money or influence somebody where you want to charge yourself up, so you do that the night before. So you just let it spin. It does not hurt the disc, and it won't hurt your disc player. Just put it on repeat and let it play all night, and this will form around you healing energies, protection energies, success energies, whatever it is that you're looking for. This is a great way to use this technology, plain and simple. And that's all you have to do. So just get yourself a player. These are readily available. While people don't no longer have DVDs or CD players in their computers, which everybody used to have, you certainly can buy these on your own, and they're inexpensive at Amazon, etc. Target, Walmart, all the places that you go, they're going to have DVD or CD players. And you can probably get some of these things used on eBay for a very low price, but generally you can get a nice little portable CD player that runs on a couple of batteries. And usually these things, and you can look at that, some of these CD players will work on a one battery for 6 to 8 hours, some longer. So when you're buying a CD player, make sure that it's something that will last long. Some are rechargeable, some you have to put batteries in. Again, you can look at that. But generally, for under $25 or $25 to $30, you can get yourself a standard portable CD player. Or if you want, get one, if you're not going to use it in that fashion, get a main unit. And as I said, you can get DVD players as well. Maybe you have a DVD player. You can put these in here. And again, you're not looking to hear anything. You want these to spin and shoot the energy out. And the frequencies are being put out regardless. The programs that are in the actual coded into the unit, which are very unique to this organization only. We have special types of information we put in there that we use. So this is unique to the organization, and that's the way to use these. Of course, these are used in, that's the way to use them on their own. These are, of course, used also. This is our main system that we use with all of our machines. You basically put this in your inbox, and then you send the energy into the machine. Now, we're going to cover that next here. So this is how to use the disk systems in general, what they're about in general, and we're going to show you in the next video of how to use them with your particular machines.